District Director of the Vermont District Office of the Small Business Administration, and today we're celebrating our Small Business Awards for 2014. It's a great day to celebrate the outstanding achievements of our small businesses in the state. We have 6 award winners this year, including Switchback Brewing Company, which is a great story about someone who started the business on their own and has grown to having 18 employees and tremendous brand recognized all over the state. Among other winners, we have a family-owned business, an exporter, a micro-enterprise, and we have a young entrepreneur. And all of them, in their own way, have a quality product, a brand that's well recognized, and a commitment to give back to the community. So we're here today to celebrate all of their achievements and the importance of small business to the state.
Good afternoon and welcome to the SBA Small Business Persons of the Year Award. I am John Booten, publisher of Vermont Business Magazine, and your host for this evening's event. At this time, I will please ask everyone to rise for the singing of our national anthem. Play ball. Oh, wrong event. Vermont Business Magazine is very pleased to host the SBA Awards at this beautiful location at Shelby Museum, the Pizza Gallery Center. We are here to recognize the achievements of these outstanding individuals. Vermont is lucky to have their vision, their energy, and their commitment to a healthy and vibrant Vermont. Please give them a hand. I would like to recognize some very special guests with us tonight. SBA Vermont District Director Darcy Carter. Darcy is the co-presenter of this event with Vermont Business Magazine. We will be hearing from Governor Peter Shumlin. He's running a little late. Vermont Secretary of Agriculture Chuck Ross. Lucy LaRiche, Deputy Secretary, Agency of Commerce and Community Development. I saw Lisa Goslin walk in. I didn't have you on my list, but from Community Development. Representatives from our congressional delegation, Chris Saunders from Senator Leahy's office. Jeff Munger from Senator Sanders' office. Megan Sullivan from Congressman Welch's office. And I would also like to recognize a past winner that's with us tonight, Karen Cross, a National Financial Services Champion Award winner. He's with us tonight. I would like to thank the Small Business Administration and its Vermont office for their dedication to the Vermont small business community. The SBA is critical to the success of small businesses. Without their dedication, many Vermont businesses would not make it. I would also like to thank my staff of Vermont Business Magazine who helped make this event such a great success. Please give them a hand. And we could also not put this event on without our sponsors who make this event possible. Vermont Economic Development Authority, VEDA, who has sponsored this event all, I think, 12 years that we've been doing it. Baker Distributing, Efficiency Vermont, Sound Vision, Third Generation Design, and Sugar Snaps Catering with the great food. Give them a hand. And now I would like to introduce Darcy Carter, the Vermont District Director of the SBA. Darcy?
Thank you, John. We're going to be doing this all night. Let me break it first. Does this work? Can you hear? Oh, sorry. Well, at least it wasn't a wardrobe malfunction.
You don't have to put it in there.
Oh, okay. Well, good evening and welcome, friends, family, colleagues, and award recipients. First of all, we'd like to thank John Booten and the staff at Vermont Business Magazine for, it's definitely a year-long project. We enjoy it every year from nominations all the way through today. So today's always super special for us. So thank you for joining us. Tonight we celebrate the outstanding successes of 6 Vermont small businesses and also the 50th anniversary of our partner SCORE, Counselors to America's Small Business. For over 50 years, SBA has honored Vermont small business owners for their outstanding achievements. And as the awardees know, it's not a simple process. Once you've been nominated, you submit financial statements as well as a very big package of information showing that you've increased your sales, your net worth, your employees, that you are innovative, that you've overcome adversity, and that you contribute to the community. And that's for all of these awards. So everybody who's a winner today is a real winner today. We also like to recognize the importance of small businesses to our state. They are responsible for 2 out of 3 net new jobs. We're very pleased to see in Vermont that the entrepreneurial spirit is very, very strong, and that the collaboration between the state, federal government, and our private sector entrepreneurs is very vibrant, and I think that's Vermont's special brand. So we congratulate all the partners here today that make all of that possible. And now I'd like to invite our Vermont Secretary of Agriculture, Chuck Ross, who would like to say a few words. Thank you.
I'm at the stage where I got to wear these now, unfortunately. Thanks, Darcy. Joe, Tim, all the sponsors, this is a great event. I've had a great and interesting day. In case you're wondering what kind of tie I have on, this would be a cow tie. So, and I make a point of emphasizing the cow tie, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But it's, this is we're in the Pizzagalli building. We're here to recognize 6 great entrepreneurs in Vermont, small business people that really make this state so special, the people that hang it out there every day. They take the risks, not only with their money, but with their time, their energy, and their commitment to their own business, but a business that actually undergirds everything we care about in this state. They create jobs, they grow income, they pay taxes, they build the very communities that we live in, which makes this state so great, such a great place to live. As my boss would say, Governor Shumlin, great place to live, work, and raise a family. That's what small businesses, which are the backbone of this economy and this community of Vermont, that's what they do. And the people we're recognizing tonight, as they have been recognized in years past, are people who really hang it out there. They take a risk. They work extra long. If any of you, and I know many of you have, own a small business, it's no 40-hour-a-week job. It's no 60-hour-a-week job. It is all-week job. Because when you go to bed, you're thinking about it. And when you get up, you're thinking about it. And nobody's paying you for that time. That's the work you do to make your job and your business successful. And that is the investment you're making in our state and in our community. And I can't thank the people in our business community enough for what you do. I know when my boss is going to be standing here in a little bit, he'll be saying something along those same lines. You folks who are doing that work every day, much of which goes unthanked and unrecognized, really do make this state a fantastic place to live, work, and raise a family. Now, my tie. There's a reason why I'm wearing my tie. This is the third event I'm speaking at today, and they're all ag, forest, and food oriented. And if you look at the award recipients tonight, they're all connected to the first event I was at today, which was making awards of grants to businesses who are working in the working landscape, the people who generate the jobs, who depend upon, at the beginning of the day, the soil, the very earth of this state to grow their jobs. Every one of the people here that are being recognized tonight are somehow connected to the food and agricultural systems in this state. Now think about that. They're somehow connected to the soil and the very foundation of what makes this state so beautiful, the green, lush landscape, but it also grows the jobs and the economy upon which we depend. And half of the jobs in the state that have been created since 2009, over half of them, are connected to the ag and food space and the working landscape space. That's an amazing, I think, statistic about what's been happening in this state over the last 5 to 10 years. It's why I got one of the best jobs in state government, one of the best jobs in the state, is I get to work with the very people who are making those jobs happen and investing in our community. And there's no more basic way than to invest in the landscape of your community, of the state where you live. And that's what these folks are doing. And the people we're recognizing tonight are somehow, some way, either indirectly or directly connected to that working landscape. That, I find, is a pretty profound statement about what's happening in this state. And I'll tell you, I'm the president of the national, get ready for this, I'm the president of the National Association of State Departments of Agriculture. That is all my colleagues from around the country. And they look at Vermont as a model for how to grow businesses that grow the economy, support our environment, support the culture that makes this community, and then ultimately the community. That's what these kinds of jobs do. And we are being looked at from around the country as to how we're doing it, what we're doing. The Working Landscape and Enterprise Board is a novel new idea that is not replicated yet around the country, but they're asking. So I want all of you just to kind of recognize and appreciate the risk and the unbelievable work and investment the businesses we're going to recognize tonight make, and how they are part of a model that is being recognized around the country as something very special and something very unique. And we all deserve to be proud of it, and we all deserve to congratulate ourselves, because those companies don't succeed without all of you being invested in some way yourselves. Buying local, buying Vermont, supporting those companies makes it all happen. So, as your Secretary of Agriculture, I'm wearing the tie. I'm really pleased to be here, and I really want to extend my congratulations to these businesses, and I want to underscore the word businesses. Sometimes when people see agriculture, they think, well, that's agriculture. Agriculture, first and foremost, is a business, as are food systems. They're businesses first, and that's what makes this state tick. And so thank you for letting me have the opportunity to blather on a bit, but it's something I actually care about and believe in, and I think that's true of all of us. Thank you very much.
And now, on with the award program. So please come forward when I announce your name, and then I'm going to read a little bit about you so everyone knows how awesome you are. Our first award is the Small Business Exporter of the Year John Schultz, Rob Bisbee, and Dave Strom, Super Thin Saws. Super Thin Saws produces and exports thin circular saw blades. The thinner blades reduce waste when cutting raw materials, such as all the wood that Chuck was talking about, over traditional thicker saw blades, which increases their customers' yield and reduces production time. Super Thin Saws sells its products to companies in North America, South America, Europe, Australia, and Asia, and a large percentage of its profits are attributed to exports. Super Thin Saws employs 18 people. It is located in Moortown, Vermont, and has been in business for 38.9 years. Congratulations, gentlemen, for winning Exporter of the Year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Our next award is Family-Owned Business of the Year, Kelt and Christina Naylor, Side Hill Farm. Side Hill Farm, owned by Kelt and Christina Naylor, produces and sells a variety of jam, fruit butter, and drizzle, which is a combination of maple syrup and fruit. Kelt's parents, Ben and Dot Naylor, who are here tonight as well, started the company in 1976 on their farm in Calais, Vermont, and they ran Side Hill Farm from their home for the next 24 years. The company passed to Kelt and Christina in 2000, and its operations were moved to Brattleboro. Side Hill Farm has grown so much they've moved from a 4,000 square foot to a 10,000 square foot facility in Brattleboro to increase production to keep up with demand. Congratulations on winning Vermont Family-Owned Business of the Year. Our next award is Micro Enterprise of the Year. Lisa Ransom and Scott Bauman, Grow Compost of Vermont. In 2008, in their hometown of Moortown, Lisa Ransom and her husband Scott launched Grow Compost of Vermont, an organic compost company. They assist Vermont companies and citizens dispose of organic waste and turn it into rich, fertile, living soil. In the last 3 years, Grow Compost of Vermont has increased its sales, employees, and net worth. Lisa and Scott also spend about 10 to 15 hours a week visiting classrooms, hosting field trips, and offering workshops to teach Vermonters about the importance of composting. Congratulations on winning Micro Enterprise of the Year. Thank you. Our next award, Woman-Owned Business of the Year, Sharon Dietz Caroli, The Bee's Knees. Located in Morrisville, Sharon Dietz Caroli has owned and operated The Bee's Knees since she opened it in 2003. What started out as a small cafe has turned into a lively restaurant and an iconic bar where locals gather to listen to live music. The Bee's Knees is committed to its community. It purchases approximately 60% of the food it serves from more than 40 different local farmers and food producers and has a workforce of 17 employees. Congratulations to Sharon and the Bee's Knees for winning 2014 Vermont Women-Owned Business of the Year. Fan club here. They were all drinkers. We got switchback, we got bars, we got food. It's a good place to live. We're actually a small beverage administration, so, you know. Truly, we lend to a lot of breweries. Our next award is Young Entrepreneur of the Year. Now, this is one of the hardest nominations to get, so I'm so excited that we have one. And this goes to Joe Bozen II for Vermont Bean Crafters. award recipient is Joe Bozen II of Vermont Bean Crafters in Waitsfield. This annual award is presented to business owners under 35 who have had success in increasing sales, profits, jobs, and having innovative business methods and demonstrating entrepreneurial potential necessary for growth. Joe Bozen started Vermont Bean Crafters in 2009, just out of college, with only a few $100s. He passed over a full-time job with another company because he wanted to start his own company and produce a sustainable, healthy food. In the beginning, he produced and sold black bean burgers at local farmers markets in Rutland County. Today, his products are sold throughout the Northeast in restaurants, stores, schools, hospitals, and through independent grocers. Congratulations for winning Vermont Young Entrepreneur of the Year. And finally, we have a special award for SCORE. And SCORE is one of SBA's partners, and they provide free one-on-one business assistance all over the country. There's thousands of them. So we're particularly excited to honor them today on the 50th anniversary of the SCORE organization. It's a nonprofit that was funded in part by SBA 50 years ago in 1964. And it was formed by volunteer executives and former business owners that wanted to help other people get started in business and improve their business. You can get assistance in person or online. It's free of charge. And in Vermont, we have two chapters, the Champlain Valley chapter and Montpelier chapter, and they both have branches, so you can get a SCORE volunteer all around the state. So accepting the award today for SCORE is Bertil Egel, who's here somewhere. Bertil, there you go. Bertil, do you want David and Ralph to come up as well?
What?
They
refused.
They
Yeah,
refused.
Two members.
Too much switchback, huh? Here you go.
Yes, Ralph Shepard, Assistant
Yeah.
District Director,
Right.
and David Mount is Chapter Chair for the Champlain Valley Chapter. And we accept this award on behalf of hundreds of SCORE volunteers, consulted thousands of businesses over these 50 years. It's being a SCORE volunteer is a very nice job. However, it's no pay, no paid vacation, no company car, no fringe benefits, just the satisfaction of working with other small businesses. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Congratulations. And before our last award, we have a few guests who would like to address our winners, which John will now introduce.
Thank you, Darcy.
Take your script.
Now, if we could have the congressional delegation, Chris, Jeff, and Megan come up, say a few words.
Thanks, John. It's really a pleasure to be here on behalf of the Senator to offer congratulations to all the businesses that are being recognized today. Particular congratulations to Bill and Jeff and the entire team at Switchback. All the businesses, you follow in the steps of a number of businesses that have been recognized in previous years, so we expect continued good things from you all in years to come. And as Chuck mentioned, we have an environment and an ecosystem in Vermont that is really friendly to Vermont small businesses, and that's not by accident. It's due to federal policymakers, state policymakers, a lot of folks really looking at what can we do to support small business in Vermont. The Senator has tried to do his part by making sure we have capital to assist businesses that are looking to grow, looking to move to Vermont. And we see that in the 504 loan program, the SBA loan program that Switchback utilized to grow, through SBA's micro business lending program, through a variety of USDA business grant and loan programs. There's really a rich, diverse number of ways that the federal government is standing up to assist Vermont small businesses. So on behalf of the Senator, congratulations to all of you. We look forward for the good things to come, and have a great night. Thank you.
Senator Sanders, actually I should say Bernie and take my jacket and tie off in this crowd instead of feeling all dressed up like I belong down in DC or something. But anyway, Bernie did ask me to again congratulate all of you today for being recognized as winners of the 2014 Small Business Administration Awards. Productive, quality-based small businesses like the 6 we honor are truly the economic engine in Vermont. 84% of our businesses are small. Even some of our large businesses on a national scale, I'm talking about companies with 500, 1,000, 1,500 are even considered small. But we know what's small, and you are small businesses. While I have not met all of the owners, yet I do recollect a visit, Bill, to Switchback Brewery a few years ago with then SBA Administrator Gene Hewlett and Darcy and a few others. And Bill took us on a tour, and it was a wonderful tour. And afterwards, he said, well, now you have to sample the product. So there we were at 9:30 in the morning, federal employees slugging down Switchback. Anyway, seriously. Though the winners here are experiencing something rare these days, a federal government administration that actually works. And a lot of that is due to Darcy and her team. They work diligently to help Vermont's small business in good times and in bad, like the aftermath of Irene had on so many businesses, and Darcy, your team really helped to try and get them back on their feet. So again, congratulations to all the winners, and thank you.
Hi there, I'm Megan Sullivan. I work for Congressman Peter Welch. The Congressman regrets that he couldn't be here tonight to share in this celebration of Vermont's small businesses. He would be thrilled to see the turnout of so many people here and the great spirit that's in this room. Like a lot of you, the Congressman is passionate about small business, from his advocacy for brewers like today's winners, Jeff and Bill at Switchback, with his sponsorship of the Small Brewers Tax Credit, and push with the FDA to continue to let brewers send grain to livestock farmers, to his advocacy with the SBA to improve the disaster loan program for small businesses, so when great companies get hit by natural disasters like this year's Exporter of the Year, Super Thin Saws, did in 2011, there's an effective federal assistance program available to help them keep their business going. Entrepreneurship in small business is integral to Vermont's economy. All of tonight's winners have worked tirelessly to make the best products and provide the greatest service to its customers. Vermont small business treats their employees like family and are integral parts of our community. These are certainly attributes we can see in today's honorees, Jeff and Bill, and their incredible 12-year journey with Switchback Brewing Company. Personally, I can't help but notice that the timing of when Switchback sales really took off, based on your website, correlate with my 21st birthday. I'm not trying to take any credit for your success. I'm also not trying to put any blame on you for the fact that my 4-year degree from UVM took me 4.5 years to obtain. With all sincerity, Congressman Welch has written to all of tonight's winners personally to share his congratulations, but he asked me to share his praise to the business owners for all the great work that you do and the people that you employ. He also asked me to thank the businesses and banks that supported tonight's winners and organizations like the SBA, the SBDC, and SCORE that spend countless hours working with them. Lastly, Congressman Welch sends his appreciation to Darcy and her team at the SBA, as well as John at Vermont Business Magazine, for all of your work, not only to assist and mentor businesses, but to acknowledge and celebrate the great work that you do. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you, Chris, Jeff, and Megan. I think that Vermont is very lucky to have such a great and easy access congressional delegation and great people that they can turn to in Vermont to help out the businesses here. So thank you again. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Lisa Cook from People's United Bank, who would like to say a few words and show a slide presentation of the SBA Small Business Persons of the Year winners, Bill Cherry and Jeff Nieblum.
Okay. So this afternoon, I was sitting at my desk, and a coworker of mine said, "Have you figured out what you're going to say about Switchback?" And he said, "All you really need to say is, I know a good loan when I see it, and I know a good beer when I taste it." Very true. 12 years ago, I began working with Bill and Jeff as they were looking to start up a microbrewery. As a lender, I met with startups often. The typical scenario involved reviewing the business plan and meeting with a potential customer. I still remember my first meeting with Bill. I honestly can't remember his startup expense, his competitive analysis, or his cash flow projections. I do remember, though, his obvious passion for his work. He had dedicated an impressive amount of time, energy, and thought to his potential business. His passion for work and his enthusiasm was honestly contagious. Bill and Jeff have grown Switchback at a controlled pace. Bill actually peddled his product on his own for the first few years. The sales figures he produced with a limited amount of staff illustrated how hard he worked at both production and sales. He's one of the hardest working customers I have. I continue to be amazed by how much Bill and Jeff both enjoy their work while focusing on the pure quality of their product. As a result of the beer's popularity, they could have easily gotten caught up with the frenzy of expansion. Instead, because their company and their product is so vitally important to them, they have been extremely thoughtful with each expansion, and as a result, they have produced impressive, consistent sales growth, a banker's dream. I am extremely happy to have nominated Bill Cherry and Jeff Nieblum of Switchback as Small Business Person of the Year. We can all be proud and celebrate the success of this Vermont company. Cheers to Bill and Jeff, and congratulations.
Thank you, Lisa. Now, this is the time where we're going to introduce Governor Peter Shumlin, but I do not see him.
He's on his way.
He's on his way. All right, so someone want to tap dance? Beer? I like it. Switch back for everyone. Any jokes? Anything? Beer jokes. Lucy, you were saved by the bell, but I was going to ask you to come up. Ladies and gentlemen, the Governor of the State of Vermont, Peter Shumlin. No, you're all right.
Hey, thank you, John. Thank you, Vermont Business Magazine. Thanks to the SBA and to all of you. Listen, I'm sorry if I'm a little late. I thought you all would be getting drunk and having a good time and carrying on. And maybe you missed the product. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what went wrong. But listen, I can't tell you how honored I am to be here and have my secretary, Chuck Ross, here. I thought he was the Ag Secretary, but he's become the Beer Secretary. Thank you. My pleasure. Darcy Carter. Darcy, thank you. Give it up. Stand up to Darcy Carter for making all this possible. To the Pizza Galleys, to having a foresight to put this great hall together for us to celebrate this occasion. But mostly, I'm incredibly proud of our winners tonight. And, you know, collectively, this is an example of why, and I don't say this very often, I wouldn't say it in front of the press, I'm very shy about mentioning it, but it's why we happen to be in the state that has the second lowest unemployment rate in America, where we have the smartest entrepreneurs, the best workforce, the best quality of life, and the best place to work, to live, to raise a family, and to run a business that you could find anywhere in the world. So I'm pretty proud of that, the fact that I get to be the governor of this great state, while you all do the hard work, and I take the credit. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And before we talk a little bit about the Switchback team, I just got to say to the Side Hill Farm team, where are they? Hey, thank you and congratulations. You know, I too was produced in Brattleboro. I know you all produced your product in Brattleboro. Great things come from Brattleboro, but thank you. To the Bee's Knees team, where are the Bee's Knees team? Hey, thank you for all you're doing, and we're proud of you. Congratulations. And Morrisville is great. You know, I shouldn't say this in public, but I snuck out on Sunday with my partner. We went up to Morrisville. We tried to get into Bee's Knees, but it was closed, so we went to the that beer garden up there, Lost Nation. It's not as good as Switchback, but it's very, very good. To the Vermont Bean Crafters, where are they? Congratulations. We're proud of you. Keep it up. Great idea, and you're carrying it forth, and we need more like you. You know that, but keep up the great work. And finally, Grow Compost of Vermont, where are they hiding? Thank you for everything you're doing. You know that you're doing great stuff. You're part of the agricultural revolution that's going on in the state, and we really deeply appreciate all that you're doing. And who would have thought of super thin saw blades? Where are they? Come on, stand up. I mean, how do you think that up? Creative, imaginative, important, thank you. And you're shipping them all over the world, right? Congratulations. So let's give it up to all the folks that were the winners. And finally to Bill and Jeff, where are they hiding? Right here. Thank you for all, you know, we're really proud of you. I'm proud to be here. And, you know, I know that there's been a lot of speeches, so I'll keep mine short. But I got to say, you know, I'm proud to be the governor of the maple syrup state. I'm proud to be the governor of the ice cream state. But you have had the vision to help us make me the governor of the best beer in the world state. And that's the truth of the matter, and I'm not kidding you. What's going on in beer, and I brag about it everywhere we go. And you too were among the founders of the movement that's creating jobs, economic opportunities, and the best beer that anyone could ask to drink anywhere. And I'm not just blowing smoke. You know, you go to Beer Buzz, whatever it is, you know, and what do you come up with? I mean, all over the world, we're winning the awards for making the best beer in the world. And what that means is we now have more microbreweries per capita than any state in the country. We've got better beer being made than any state in the country. When we throw a beer fest here in Burlington, people come from all over the world. You can drop into any good pub or beer selling place in Vermont right now. People are lining up. They're in line, coming from all over the world to try to get our beer and put it in the back of their cars and drive it back to their miserable lives. I mean, it's a great thing. Now, none of us would have ever predicted that 10, 20 years ago. So I got to say to Bill and Jeff and to the entire beer team, and I know that you accepted this for Switchback, for your hardworking employees, for your innovation, for your blind determination. You wouldn't be here, I know, without the SBA. I know you wouldn't be here without Vita, a partnership, all the folks that have partnered to help you make a success, grow, go from kegs to bottles, the whole story. But the bottom line is, I know that you accept this award not just for the team at Switchback, but for all of the people who are making great beer across the state of Vermont and moving us to be, among many things, the maple syrup state, the ice cream state, the beer state. And everywhere I go when I leave Vermont, people talk about our beer. So I want to thank you for your vision, for your tenacity. You certainly deserve this award, Switchback and the Switchback team. Where are your employees? You got any here? Come on, stand up, Switchback team. Everyone who's at Switchback, stand up. Let's give them a hand. Way to go. Come on. All right. And all I can say is congratulations. I'll cut it short so we can all go drink some Switchback. I haven't gotten one yet. But as we move forward, we're going to continue to partner with all of you. I know that our lenders are. I know that our workforce is. And together, we've got a great story to tell. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Congratulations on your award. Congratulations to every single employee that makes it happen. And I just want to close by saying this. It's a story that you might have heard me tell, but I tell stories a lot, and I repeat them. But here's the problem. You know, people sometimes feel like, we're not doing enough, like we're leaving too many folks behind in the workforce. And it's true. I mean, when you look at the recovery that's going on, you look at how the recovery that's happening across Vermont, the challenge we have, and it's not just a Vermont problem, it's all 49 states, is that while some folks are starting to really do a lot better, we got a lot of hardworking middle-class folks who haven't seen it yet. But what gives me so much hope about all the awardees, the winners tonight, Switchback and the Switchback team, and all of the rest of us, is this simple fact. It's this story. When we got Mylan Technologies, which makes pharmaceutical products, one of the leading pharmaceutical product companies in the country, and they're in the heart of St. Albans. And we're building the downtown in St. Albans like we're rebuilding a downtown in Barrie and Brattleboro and Bennington, and I shouldn't have started in Newport, you name it, it's happening. But the key to that is, of course, having jobs downtown. We all know that. It's happening right here in Burlington. And when I said to the CEO of Mylan Technologies, who flew in from West Virginia or wherever their headquarters are, I said, tell me, in the end, how did Vermont get this expansion and these jobs? Because 160 new jobs in downtown St. Albans that were being competed for, not only with all of their other plants all over America, and they've got lots of them, but they've got them in Singapore, they got them in India, so it was all over the world. And so we tried hard, we got them, and I said, in the end, tell me how we got these jobs. And she told me a couple things, and then she said, do you know what it really was? I said, no, that's what I just asked you. What really was it? She said, we've now been here for decades, and we find that in St. Albans, Vermont, we have the most dedicated, innovative, hardworking workforce that we can find anywhere else in the world. And that's why Switchback's so successful. That's why all the other winners are so successful. That's why we're so successful. So thank you, Vermonters, for making this all possible. So come on up. Bill and Jim, this is our moment. We need the whole Switchback team. Come on. Hey, bring up the rest of the Switchback team. Come on, we need a shot. Come on. Anyone who works at Switchback or really knows these guys, come on up. That wouldn't mind having your picture taken with them. Yeah, come on. Come on, Switchback. Ready? This wasn't scripted. I'm going to get yelled at. Come on. You all are making it all happen. All right, who's got the camera? Fire it up, baby. How do we look? Sure am. Okay. Rock it out.
Want to see all the faces? Oh, nobody's hiding. Let's try one more. Now everybody else.
All right. Wait, don't push back. Bring on the beer.
There's a slideshow you want to. Yeah, slideshow first.
Who does it?
Katie?
Oh, okay.
Oh, do we talk while doing it?
Okay. Well, I want to thank everybody. I'd like to thank the Vermont Business Magazine for putting this on, and Darcy. I want to thank you and your team. I think the SBA is an example of when government does stuff right. I want to thank Lisa Cook, I'm sorry, from People's United Bank. She took a chance on me and Bill 12 years ago. Some people would have thought she was crazy, but we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her confidence in us. And thank you very much, Lisa. I want to thank my wife for when I came up with the idea of going into business with this character and investing a lot of money. She stuck around. So. But mostly I want to thank Bill. Bill, I've known Bill since we started college together, and I watched him he started out as an electrical engineer like me, wisely decided not to continue doing that. Became a microbiologist, went through a whole long path, and eventually became a brewmaster at a brewery out in Kansas City called Boulevard Brewing. And from that day on, I told Bill, you need to start your own brewery. You need to start your own brewery. And finally, he wanted to start his own brewery. So he turned out to be a great brewer, which I always knew he was, but he also turned out to be a much better businessman than I thought he was. So he became a salesman, which was shocking if you knew Bill. Anyway, I want to thank him for his hard work.
Okay. So I'm going to thank some people, and Candace told me I had to talk for like 5 minutes. So, and the first thing that came to my mind was I can't possibly do that. As Jeff has said, I'm severely introverted and I just like making beer. But let me start by congratulating all the fellow winners here. I think more than anything, I think we all share a bond and an understanding of what it means to be a small business, and that's good and bad, probably sometimes. But I think we all understand it a lot, and I'm proud to be a small business, I think. And thanks to everybody in here and elsewhere that's been, part of the brewery's success. I haven't quite absorbed that we're successful yet. To me, we're just a little bit past being one employee with, I had no windows, and my entire office existed from a milk crate to sit on and a refrigerator panel on top of 4 kegs to work on with a $9 phone. I still have all of those things. But when I thought about all of this and thought about our success and everything, to me, what I'm struck by is how many people and local companies have been part of our history. And it all started with Lisa Cook and People's United helping us out with that first SBA loan, followed by 10 more, all of which have been paid. on time. So it was a good investment for everybody, but just all through the brewery growth, all the talent that we've seen has been amazing. You know, as a manufacturer, I think we draw upon just a lot of creative and crafts-oriented folks. And so, you know, you think about, you know, the very first people I had to hire were equipment riggers. I didn't even know what a rigger was. I'd ask someone what that name was. What do I look up in the yellow pages to find somebody? But riggers, welders, pipe fitters, farmers. Someone brought it up. We've been sending our grain off to the Gillimet farm in Heinsberg now for 10 years. And I'm not sure if they get a premium for the milk that's coming from those cows. They should be. But just all up and down the thing, electricians, structural engineers, steelworkers, and every one of them kind of investing in us as much as we're investing in them. You know, we're using them, but there's a feeling, I think, among small businesses of where you can tell they want us to succeed as well with the work they're doing. They want to really help us out and do a great job. And so we've grown with them and developed partnerships with them. And speaking of partnerships, my first appointment, Baker Distributing, helping grow this brand in Vermont to what it's become is pretty amazing. I still remember David Baker walking into the brewery and looking around at it and looking at me, and I was all by myself with a giant stack of kegs and some equipment. And I remember him looking and he goes, "You got a good truck, Doc, and you got enough kegs. I think we'll make this happen." So, and along the side of another early thing, and I know they're here, is Interrobang Design, our graphic designers who have, you can't. I have no abilities in marketing, and I have few abilities in sales, but I do know enough about the fact that the representation of our company graphically over the years has been consistent and of such a quality that it's really driven home to everyone what we're about and how important that actually is. And so I'm really, really pleased with that. And then just kind of going along, just all the folks, REARC, helping us with our expansion and various, you know, just you name it. We're working with stuff. We finally got past Jeff's networking to some professional networkers with SimQuest, et cetera, and what's amazing to me is inside of Vermont, just the talent pool there is, and all of these businesses that are out there that you just start asking around and you find, and everyone's there to help you, and you just keep working at it, even when you're someone who doesn't like asking for help. So. Kind of along those lines, I remember we brought in our big copper brew house, and we were getting some extra equipment from a very large brewery equipment manufacturer in Missouri, and they insisted on that they needed to fly in from Wisconsin some specialized stainless steel welders, and I wouldn't allow it. I wanted to work with the people we work with at Mountain Air. We know these guys. We wanted them to work. They made me sign a waiver for their quality because they didn't trust them. And but I wanted my local Vermonters to do it because I knew that if they didn't do it right, I could go find them. Well, just to let you know how that worked out, after they saw the quality of the work being done by Mountain Air and their welding thing, they became their preferred supplier for any dairy or work they do up in the Northeast. So. So one of the thoughts I had, you know, is just really looking at that, to me, especially as a manufacturing company, it's really the result of just dozens and dozens of other small businesses helping us out. And so this award kind of goes to all of us. So congratulations to all of us. And I do want to thank the SBA and the program for encouraging small business growth. It's been just hugely important to us. And I take it kind of from a different perspective, and that is that maybe it's the non-financial part of what the SBA does for us. Jeff and I grew this business a little bit slower, maybe than could be, but we hung on to control of the business the whole time. We still get to make the decisions just based on what we want to do. And when we make these decisions, we make them maybe a little bit different, and I think longer term of what we're interested in, what's best for our long term, what's best for the employees, et cetera, and I think that's all been done because of that, and deciding to go that way. And to this day, when we look at that long view, I can always say that it's our employees, it's what works best with the relationships we've developed with our fellow small businesses that we're working with, and Jeff is always allows my obsession with the quality of our beer to always overrule any decision. So that would be a good example for all of you that are pretty familiar with us. We waited 10 years to bottle beer, and it was a long time coming, but what I'm proud of is that when we did it exactly the way we wanted to do it. And I think that bottled product came out, and I know that Baker has relayed this to me, that the public responded so positively to it and recognized that we really had worked so hard to make what was in the keg be identical to what was in the bottle. And that came from us being patient and doing it the way we wanted to do it. So one little thing here, I will say, Jeff is who really made this brewery happen. He pushed me into this, and he forced me into it. I just want to sit in a corner and make beer. And he said go. He said you got the ability, you got to go for it. It was a huge leap of faith for him, not to mention a huge bunch of cash, and I have to thank him for it. I want to promise everybody here, including Jeff, that this is the last time I'm going to say this out loud, but thanks.
I believe it.
So as I thought about this, probably the best part of all of this success that I have is with the brewery and stuff is the great staff. So we're 18 strong now. And the thing is, I couldn't ask for a better group. They've grabbed the vision, they've grabbed what we want to be, and they're taking it forward. And that's, to me, that's the really great thing. And one of the testaments, we to this day still don't have a salesperson. We've never hired a salesman. All of our growth is just based on the fact that we make really great beer. And these guys have taken that gauntlet and gone with it. And I just think it's a testament to their hard work as they moved on of what's that happened. So as the governor said, this award is really for the brewery and it's for the crew. Most of you got to try our extra pale ale, the first new beer we've had in 4 years today, I hope. And just what you might not know about this is that this is the first beer Switchback has ever made that I did not write the recipe for. That came from development from the crew. And I think I'm probably prouder of that than anything else, because I feel like this really says we built something. So I'm happy to be a small business if it means I keep getting to work with a great team producing world-class beers. We might be a small state with small companies and a small crew, but we get big results. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Bill and Jeff. I want to congratulate them and all of tonight's winners. Congratulations, everyone. Please give everyone a hand. Now, at this time, I would like all the winners to meet outside in front of the Ticonderoga boat. We're going to do a group picture. And please, everybody, look for the pictures that Nino's been taking tonight and Steve Giroux's been filming. They will be up on the website, Vermont Business Magazine's website. So feel free to go there, browse through the pictures. And don't forget, take home your copy. Everyone had one on their chair of Vermont Business Magazine. Danny Moynihan from the SBA did a great job writing up stories on each of the winners. So there's in-depth stories on everybody. So please take that home with you, read it, read the whole thing because it's chock full of information. Thank everyone for coming, and please linger. I think the bars are going to stay open. There's still food. So please linger.